You're here because you're interested in a website design template. I am super excited to share one with you. It has helped me over the years land more than $1 million in client projects for web design. But let's dive in because I believe there might actually be something that you're doing wrong before you even head into the proposal template. I see a lot of designers that, quite frankly, like myself a few years ago, that were just not getting proposals that made enough clarity for a client in order to get signed. At the end of the day, I want to help you sign more projects and also build out your recurring revenue. So let's jump in. In the description of this video, you'll find this guide right here, which is Winning Proposal Template for Web Designers. My goal for this is simple. You get to download it, make a copy of it, go land some more clients. This is for website designers, service providers, anyone looking to build digital services. This will help you, especially learn what should be included and how to think about it. Number one, the thing I feel like most people are not doing enough of is determining the scope. That is your job before you even get the template and start building out the proposal. And as we know in life, if things are not clear, right, a confused mind will never buy. And so it becomes harder to justify the price of your project, and inherently it just becomes harder to really understand what you're actually going to build, and it creates scope creep for you, which is the freaking worst, right? So in order to get really clear on discovery, I actually have this entire process called a co-discovery call. And the idea is that these discovery calls involve the prospect in talking through and brainstorming what it is that they want to build in a way that has them as a participant as well, so they're more bought in before they even get the proposal from you. So if you want to check that out, this is again in this guide in the description. You can actually watch this entire replay where I went step through by step and included additional resources for how you can actually do a discovery call that has you define the actual scope and get that prospect more engaged and more excited about what is to come with the proposal. This is proof that it works. And I talk a lot about using an interactive whiteboard that I actually give away for free. And that's what I do with my co-discovery calls. But this is Michael right here with his baseball cap on. Michael just used a Word doc. And you can watch this video if you want to, but he talks about a 6-figure contract deal for services. So be sure to check that out. But I know you're here for the goods. So if you feel comfortable on what the scope is, let's talk about this winning proposal template. And by the way, you can just click on this button. It'll tell you the steps for getting this proposal downloaded into your account. Once you have this proposal, again, here is that link to it. And I just want to walk you through some of the most important aspects and why, we do the things that we do in this proposal, because it works. I have seen so many digital marketing proposals that are basically fancy slideshows, and they say a bunch of vague generalities. When you are paired against a proposal that actually has detailed scope, you're going to win every single time. Now, this proposal really is not just a traditional website. It's about a growth website. It's about building out systems. And so you can see over top here, here's our mission. You can even add your logo. You can add the client's logo. That's a really nice touch for your proposal. And this is all about, let me zoom in. This is all about telling them, what the heck is our purpose here? What is the main mission that came out of that discovery call, your co-discovery experience? Here, just a couple of things about what is your unique method. So project overview should give people an insight into why do you do the things that you do? How do you break up a big project, right? And then scope. Oh my goodness, I can't express enough how important scope is, and down to the very, very last detail. So what this proposal actually includes is the standard tasks that you may want if you are building out a full system. This might even include tech setup on a phone number. I'll get to that in a moment. But on the website side of things, you're talking about planning the sitemap, doing the copywriting, probably having AI generate a knowledge base, right? And so put all of this stuff in here down to the specifics, right? So we're creating a knowledge base with also with a writing style guide, right? And then what pages are we building, right? Get down to each individual page. We're building a home page. We're building a services page, right? We have 3 sub-services. Write them all out. That is going, when you look back on it and you realize that you're now on page 18 of a website build that was supposed to be 6, you are probably the one responsible because you didn't spell it out enough inside of the proposal. So you want to list all the page designs. Are you going to have their Instagram featured? Are you going to have a certain opt-in, a form, a quiz, right? Put that on the scope, each line item. That is super important. Testing, back end details. So all of this is here and you can go grab it, right? And if you're still with me, I want to share with you, and then of course also to the calls and the ongoing support and where the call portal is. You should have next section here should be your project timeline. You really want to let people know. I love a range. I love a good range because we know these projects don't always go like right down to the military time on it. So just, give yourself that project timeline, and then the investment, right? The investment here also should give them, if you want to, you can give them a payment schedule or some payment options. But I was going to say it should also define any third-party software fees. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment of how you can actually profit off of building websites in a bigger way nowadays than ever before. I'm going to cover that in just a moment, so stick around for that. And then lastly, at the bottom here, you might as well go ahead and get a signature on your independent contractor agreement. So you can grab all of this, take it into AI if you want, make it better, make it your own. It's totally yours to do. And then of course, you want to collect signature. So you can see here actually in this system, if I save this right here and I send it via a link, I can actually get a legally signed document from that prospect. So if I pull this link open right here, then I can actually start filling it out and get that signature. The prospect can use one of the sort of predefined fonts, or actually go ahead and fill it out, accept and sign. And then of course you can get all of the details of that being signed. You can automate your notifications, you can automate the onboarding and the next step. So I hope you're impressed by that, because I think it's very, very cool. And I want you to have all of that and just make it your own for each project that you work on. Pro tip, when you actually begin the project, everything in your proposal, unless you defined that there were maybe 3 phases of the project, typically how I approach it is everything in the written proposal is phase 1. Every other idea that comes up while we're building out the project and we're in the client portal, I go, that's great. And I jot it down as a task and I mark it as phase 2 or phase 4 or whichever the next phase is, whichever the phase is that they haven't paid for yet or signed off and agreed to say that they will pay over time. So that is a pro tip for you. In order to avoid scope creep, you have to actually define the scope, and that's what I hope this proposal template will help you do. Now, let's talk about this. This proposal template, you can go grab it, and like I just showed you, you can actually get it signed digitally through a platform called High Level. If you haven't heard about it yet, you should. This platform is all in one. And so you're getting a look here at what I'm sort of suggesting you do, which is you can go grab a 30-day free trial, go grab it, and then jump into the community. And that's where you'll find this link right here to go grab this and many, many more bonuses, because at the end of the day, this is a software that you can resell. So if you can see here, it's very, very small. Let me zoom in. If you can see here, right here, the opportunities with High Level is basically it can do everything that Kajabi can do. It can do everything that WordPress can do for the most part, without all the crazy plugins from around the world. But it can basically do your website hosting. It can do your social media scheduling, your CRM management, your pipelines, your automation, two-way text message marketing, phone systems, online courses, online membership areas, everything that a small business or a medium-sized business or an enterprise business would need. So it can do all of that. And then it was really built for people like you and I to charge for our services and build it out for clients. So if you're already building websites in WordPress or Webflow or Weebly or I don't know, Squarespace, you really ought to check this out, because you can also build up recurring software income that's not attached to your time in front of the computer and can build up your monthly recurring income from a software standpoint, because High Level was built for website designers and agency owners. because we are the people that are the digital architects that help businesses out. So if that is you, I highly recommend that you check it out. You can actually watch the full masterclass training here. Like I said, you can get 30 days free access. I can even help you further if you want to work together. But let me move forward. Let's say you grab this template, and even at the very least, if you think, I don't want a high level account, which I feel like I just want to tell you, in the next couple of years, you're going to be glad you did, because you'll have built up more recurring income than any other website designer around you that has ignored this opportunity with high level. But if I totally get it, if you don't want to, you're not ready to move over, you can actually grab that PDF here. So once you're inside, just grab this PDF. Okay. Now, assuming that you're jumping in, you're diving in, you've got the proposal in whatever format you send it. Here is the most important tip I can leave you with after this. Step number 3, send it with a video. Think about this. When you send your proposal off, then your client or prospect gets it. It lands in their inbox. They open it up. Guess what they do? They click on the proposal link. They scroll to the part of the proposal that has a $sign on it. They see how much it costs. They skim back up, skim a little bit, and go back to maybe marking it as unread in their inbox and going on with their day. Then things get busy. Then they maybe go back and review it again. And that's all they're left with. When you send a proposal with a video, when they open the email, they get your face. They get a video of you. You get to reinforce your expertise, your positioning, how you intend on completing the project, what the project is going to mean for them, why you even care to help their business. You can put all of that in a very short video that says, hey, and by the way, if you're ready to go ahead and get started on this project, here are the next steps. And you tell them at the end of that video, you just click the button below and go ahead and review and sign the agreement. And the next step will be us scheduling a kickoff call. So I can't emphasize this more, that you really want to assume the sale. You want to assume that they're excited to work with you. They asked for the proposal. You took the time to prepare it. And so leave yourself with the best impression. This way, when they inevitably get busy, because people do, and they still want to sign up and for your services, when they get busy and they remember and they go back and they search their inbox and they find an email from you that says proposal on it, the first thing they see is your face, not just a bunch of text with some price tags on it. So they see your face, they see that reinforcement of trust, of the fact that you show up in a professional way and you care. So just for more resources for you, if you're interested, you could use Loom. My top favorite tools right now are Tella, which I'm recording this video on right now, and Dub, which allows you to really, really customize your landing page. So you'll actually have your own logo on top, not Loom's logo, right? And you'll be able to click a call to action button to that proposal. It'll be right under the video. So if you want to sign up with Dub, I have a quick start video here that you can watch in order to get set up in just a couple of minutes. And if you want to sign up for Tella, I don't have a quick start video yet, but I will in the future. So you can check that out. But needless to say, highly, highly recommend this. I've had hundreds of clients come through my doors over the last several years where I've taught them video and I've taught them the power of video proposals. And each and every time they say, you were right. I'm glad I sent it. My video is getting passed around. My video is the reason why I landed this project and there was no negotiation on my fees. So please send it with a video. And then step number 4 is follow up, right? Like, let's be real, right? And I felt really inspired when I wrote this. Like, let's be real. Your people are busy. They might have 3 kids. They might be running through the carpool lane. They somehow magically find 47 minutes in the end of an evening to scroll through Instagram, like, serious but real. But then yet they forget and they think I'll get to it later. So it is your job to follow up. It makes you the professional who respects the fact that this project is meant to begin. There's already been so much creative effort in getting to this point. So all we need to do is get that proposal signed to get started. So here's just a sample for you of a day 3 message, a day 7 message, a day 14 message. I really particularly love the scarcity play because not only is it very, very effective, but it's also incredibly useful. I mean, legitimately, there are times in our work as, my small team and I, where we have more proposals out than we can actually start right now. So I will tell people that I am slating out the beginning of this month or next week or whatever it may be, whatever time horizon makes sense. And that can definitely work because at the end of the day, you've put your face on camera, you've showed up for them on a Zoom call of some kind or some kind of discovery call, you've written a proposal, you've put your time, energy, and effort into this. So the very least they can do is tell you, no, we're going another direction or we hired somebody else. But you won't know unless you follow up, and it's totally your role to follow up. So I hope you got use out of this. That is our 4-step process for the winning proposal template. I wanted you to have more than just a template. I wanted you to actually see the steps of getting yourself to that point. So that's the template and the process. I wanted to leave you with more than just a copy and paste downloadable. I wanted to give you some fresh insights for how you can go out there, land more projects. And, if you've listened to what I've talked about with the high level opportunity or any of my masterclass trainings, to dive into that because you will be so excited you did in the next couple of years. Thank you so much for your time on this video. If you've watched thus far and you've found value out of this, I would be so grateful for a comment. I have been thrilled that my audience here is growing, but I'm not getting a ton of comments, so I figure it's my job to ask for them. I hope you're having a wonderful day, evening, night, weekend, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.